Y'all, AI is about to flood the marketplace. And when I say flood the marketplace, I mean it's about to be a flood. Now, what does that mean for us? The idea, if AI floods the marketplace, that means stuff is going to get cheap, it's going to get rock bottom prices, and you're going to have a lot of entrenched companies not knowing what to do about it. AI is going to come for their profits like nothing before. And who is it going to be? It's going to be us. It's going to be the single person business. I'm telling you, I am going to stand on every milk crate that I possibly can and talk about the single person business because as a single person business, now we've got the tools to come after the bigs. That means we can go out there and make a bag. Are y'all with me? Because it's about to flood the marketplace. AI is going to be everywhere and on everything. That means we can compete. Like no time in history are we going to be able to compete. And why I'm talking about this as the Monetize Your Life guy, it is my responsibility. I'm telling you why I come on here every single day now is because it's my responsibility to keep an eye out on what is happening and start talking about it. And I mean, I'm going to use some business terms here at scale. I am going to say it everywhere. The single person business should be you as a single person. And if you got some age on you, oh my gosh, you are in for a gold mine of opportunity, not fear. I'm not pushing that agenda. I'm talking about the gold mine of opportunity because you have some age on you. Well, I'm the 50 something year old vibe coder. So I can tell you. Now, what got me going on this, what got me started on this is I was talking with a friend of mine. I was talking to Joan earlier today, friends since high school. And the majority of our conversation, get this, was about coding. Now, Joan was telling me that it was probably last summer sometime, maybe a couple summers ago. And she was telling me that she was learning how to code. And I kept thinking to myself, why would my friend Joan learn how to code? I was like, no. Why? Because I saw what's coming. I saw that we're going to be able to vibe code some stuff up. Now, learning how to vibe code, learning how to prompt something in a certain way. And I'm not talking about that prompt engineering mess. I'm just saying being able to talk to the machine and then make it do what it do. Why is that going to be the opportunity for us? Is because a lot of the big companies are going to invest differently. And because AI is going to be so cheap, it's going to be like the phone, right? We're going to have one in every hand. Now, it may not be in our hand, or it may be. The point is that we now have the ability to go out there and make good money for ourselves. Now, I say this with education purpose in mind, not giving you financial advice, because sometimes people go out there and try to make money, whether it's with vibe coding, affiliate marketing, like I do, and they don't make nothing. They make zero. Well, I haven't taught them, but I'm just saying. So here is the thing. I want to show you a couple of things that got me all excited about this. And I'm telling you, I am going to start screaming as loud as I possibly can, talking about that single person business, why you should be starting right now, creating right now, doing everything you can to advantage yourself right now, because you got the opportunity to spend a little time. I mean, and don't get me wrong, it ain't easy all the time. Trust me, I'm going to show you some stuff that I was doing today, and it was cracking your boy's head. I mean, I couldn't get my mind around some stuff, and I was tired, and I got hungry, and it was like a hot mess because I wanted it to work, and it would not work for what I wanted to work for. But then I started discovering, wait a minute, I think I'm trying to put a square peg in a round hole. I didn't need to do it the way I was doing it. And I was expecting it, of course, to adjust itself to fit something else. Wrong idea. And I'm telling you, with the AI out there about to flood the marketplace, Oh my gosh, I want to show you an illustration of something I came across today. Don't get me wrong, it ain't fancy, but it's whew, man, it's something to take note of. Now take a look at this. We had AI or XAI, your favorite billionaire guy, your favorite billionaire guy. It was announced today that, or it was announced that his company is now worth 200. Which company? This particular company. Now, this is probably his, I don't know, 33rd billion-dollar company or something. But the point is that he's created something that is now worth $230 billion. Now, I want you to see something. NVIDIA is backing it. NVIDIA is backing everybody. So they're betting big on these chips, which they do. Now, what they're doing is making big bets. How can we benefit from that? Is because I'm going to tell you, when everybody and the cab driver is talking about one thing, what should you be doing? Looking opposite, because the wildebeest are about to go over the ridge. I'm just telling you, it just is signals. But in the meantime, like I did on one of my lives, I talk about, hey, fads can make us money. And if this is a fad, I'll take it, because we can do stuff really, really quickly, really, really fast in our spare bedrooms, in our home offices. It don't matter what age you are. It don't matter what kind of physical condition you're in. You cannot be feeling well. Yesterday, I was making bank in my bathrobe. Why? Because I had my bathrobe on and I had some stuff out there making money for me. And again, I say this because, this is educational purposes. I share these things with you, not to suggest that you're going to do the same thing. You may not never put on a bathrobe. I don't know. Or you may never connect with this stuff that I'm telling you about. Look at this. Now we've got this guy over here saying, he's got this right here. He announced the completion of a $20 billion series. That's a funding round. Now, he probably could have went to the bank and says, give me 20 billion, but that's not how you do it. You don't use your own money. I got a good friend, Marcia. Actually, I used to, she was my boss, and she is in accountancy. I would say was in accountancy, but I would assume that once I talked to Marcia and we start talking about how she could take all that accounting knowledge and do the 4 P's. Y'all know what the 4 P's are, right? Package it, present it, package it, price it, present it so that you can profit from it. Once I get done with her, good friend Marcia, if you're listening, because we now have the tools to do this. Let me show you. Here's an example. So we've got this tool right here. I was just using this today. This is the one that was cracking your boy's head. Oh my gosh. All right. This one is this is called Emergent. So this is what it basically does. You come on here and it says, hey man, what would you like to build? And it says, which one of the LLMs would you like to use? In this particular case, I was using Claude 4.5. Now, what's funny about this is that although it uses Claude under the hood as a part of its API, don't get me to explain all that. But what it does is I could have changed that to GPT-5. I could have changed it to a variety of different LLMs to use. It calls their API, and the API builds something. I tell you the reason why is because every now and then I can tell that this thing was built using Claude, because it's starting to be like Canva back in the day. You remember Canva? You can kind of go, I bet that's a Canva design. That's sure not no Photoshop. Just saying. All right. Now, the next one that you're hearing a lot about is Lovable. Lovable was one of the first ones. And I'm going to tell you what, man, I used to love Lovable. It was first, and it would do some amazing things. And I got all kind of projects in there. Now, why I kind of start going, wait a minute, I don't like Lovable that much anymore, is because it wouldn't let me take the code out. And I wanted to take the code out. I wanted to take the code out because I was taking the code and putting it on my own property. You get it? Right? So these are their properties, and they try to get you to stay there. But now I'm telling you, later today, because I was struggling. Why I was struggling is because it couldn't quite get what I was trying to do. I wanted the code to adjust and adapt to a whole another learning management system, an LMS system, right? Imagine if you had high level. I don't have high level, but I use other tools. And I says, well, I want you to make this for that. And it was like, I'll try, because of course it'll try. And it was not doing right. And I just got so frustrated. And I mean, frustrated, because I was sitting here for like 4 hours trying to figure it out. And then I'm taking it and I'm putting it on GitHub. Again, you learn these things as you go, right? Because you want to take it off your land, and you want to put it on another land, or you read somewhere. Well, you want to put it on a GitHub, because if you do that, you will have version control. You start thinking about this stuff. You go, wait a minute, I can just call up the tool and say, change this. Yeah, there you go. All right. So now here's the next one. Me and my friend Joan, we use a lot of these, right? She's using Gemini, she's using ChatGPT. I don't want to tell your secrets, Joan. I'm sorry, right? But I mean, we're going from using the tools that are out there. And I can tell you, when I first started, I was using them all. I use Manus, I use Kimi K2 Thinking, I use Minimax. But you know, some of those China ones, I'm gonna just say it, they know what they're doing, and they do some fresh stuff, but they also are learning how to charge you. And that ain't right. I don't want them to learn how to charge me. And boy, they will stop right in the middle of a build. That gets a little concerning. But what we now have as the opportunity is tools, you as the talent, GPTs as the extra talents, other people and what they build as extra talents. So we don't have to rely on our own brain power anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean we don't have to think. But now what we can do is we can think about what's best. What's the best tool today? What's the best tool for this? What's the best tool for that? Like, there's some tools that you only should, that you, if you're building out and you're putting things on mobile, there's some ones that are better than others. I'm just saying. Some that make it super easy just to go to iOS. Y'all know what iOS is, them Apple products. I ain't an Apple product guy. I better not let this thing hear me say I am. I am not. But my point is that it has been found that people that have Apple products, guess what? They spend money. That's our opportunity. And with AI about to flood the market, I'm getting ready to show you a couple of things as to why that is. And things are going to go. It's like if you had a whole bunch of oil. What would happen to gasoline prices? It would go down because you got a lot, right? You know how it is when you got a little extra cash, you spend more. Just saying. So you're going to start seeing a lot of that. This is what got me all up in a tizzy about this right here. I'm going to show you this article. This article right here started it off for me. It started me thinking about stuff in a different way. And it's got a whole bunch of ads on here or whatever, right? But y'all heard me. I think I talked about this a couple days ago. It says it's starting its own cloud business to lease chips inside data centers directly to artificial intelligence developers. Okay, so like the other day when I was talking about this, I went a little bit deeper into it. That's a data point. So let's see if I got this right. They want end-to-end control of the AI chain. Yes. Okay. Now, that leads us to a thought. We should be thinking now, okay, data point, somebody over here is going to try to have their own chips, and they won't have to just rely on NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, quite frankly, they can make the prices a certain way. And if they make the prices a certain way, if you want to get from NVIDIA, well, you got to pay. That's what we're starting to think about. All right, cool. Now we're thinking, all right, I get it. That place over there is doing a special thing, but that's not really what got me all fired up. It's this other article that did, man. And I'm telling you, when I read this, I was like, okay, this is probably a very interesting thing. Let me pull it up real quick. But it starts speaking in a way that makes you understand what's the play here. Lenovo, I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking at my Lenovo computer right now, and it's doing the best it can. It's holding on the best it can. Right? I got like 88 tabs open, and it'll get a little laggy. But look at this. Lenovo expands AI lineup with who? Who? Yeah. NVIDIA again. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at NVIDIA. Now look at this. Now I just made a mistake and Copilot came up. Who's Copilot? Well, that's Microsoft. They're asking me, you want me to explain this text to you, sir? So just that easy, this thing will explain text to me. And if I can get it to explain text to me really, really fast, really, really easy, then I could probably go out there and create content around that, right? Like before the end of the day. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I was telling you about my friend Joan. My friend Joan, and she's vibe coding like a boss thing. Joan, you're doing really, really well. So I ain't gonna say her last name because she might be out there in them streets competing. Uh, you know, you might pick Joan over me. I'm just saying because she's really good at this. And now, when she was talking about it at first, when she was saying she was going to learn how to code, I was like, no. I mean, but I'm really going to tell a person not to learn because I knew vibe coding was right around the corner. I knew what it was doing over here, and now she's on that. But here's the wonderful thing: because she knows a little bit about coding, now when she's in vibe coding tools, she'll have a better time because she'll understand what line 77 says. Where I may look at it and go, I don't care what line 77 says. Why is my thing not working? Pounding my desk. You see it? Because she has some experience in that. Now, a lot of coders are worried about their jobs. Well, they should be, because I can tell you those jobs are done. Anytime I just read just yesterday that Claude, get this, Claude, which a lot of these LLMs, large language models, use, 100% was doing its own code now. So it's going in, doing its own code, fixing itself. Very little person oversight. Now, these coders are like, oh my gosh, I'm out of a job. Thank God you're out of a job. No, let me say that differently. Thank God you now have a forcing function to get you out there building like bosses, creating stuff. Our society needs you, not to be at a 9 to 5 doing that stuff. It needs you coding up stuff, vibe code or whatever it is. Vibe coding just means you get to say it in the English. You get to say something and it builds. You get to say something else and it builds. Keep on talking and it builds. Or typing, if you're still into that. Just saying. But look at this. All right, let's get rid of Copilot here. Copilot would do what I need to do. I could say, hey, from this article, create something for me. But look what it's already doing. What NVIDIA refers to in this context, on this page you're reading, blah, 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 is telling me this article describes NVIDIA as a major partner. So I didn't even have to read this thing. Are you kidding? I should put some music on for this. Y'all want to hear some music? This is it, right? Let me get Midnight Construct. No, I don't want that one. No, chill. Y'all want to hear some chill? Let's see what chill says. See what chill sounds like. That don't sound chill. Good with hip hop? All right. Sad, isn't it? Now that's some AI music, but I don't know. Anyway, so look at this. Now I got the article. Article is already being summarized for me. Now, I don't know about you, but I like it. What do you say? You like it too? Why? Because we now don't have to do this work. We can do the other kinds of thinking work. That's why I say AI is about to flood the marketplace, because watch this. Watch what this article gets into talking about. NVIDIA, or Lenovo, the world's largest personal computer maker. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was the largest personal computer maker. But now we do. And guess where they're from? Ain't no harm, no foul. Get your money, China. Right? To help the AI cloud providers quickly put data centers. This is it. Quickly put data centers into operation and it strives to establish itself in the AI. Now, the technology company, you see what's happening here, vertical integration is what I talked about the other day. The technology company, which makes servers, made the announcement over at the Consumers Electronics Shows in Las Vegas, and it showcased an AI platform, concept devices, and the first foldable phone under its Motorola's coming back under its Motorola brand. Right now, look at this. This is it. This is it right here. This is the money. Under the data center program, Lenovo said it will offer its liquid cooled blah, blah, blah. We don't care about that. Alongside NVIDIA's computing platform to help AI cloud providers reduce deployment time to weeks. Now, if you are reducing deployment time to weeks, what is about to happen to the market? That means there's more that can come to the marketplace. That means more ability for us because the prices are going to plummet. Right now, I saw one the other day, and these jokers was trying to get $200 a month from me. I was like, bro, I'm not paying you $200 a month. And get this, at $200 a month, I could still only get so much, only so much for the day. It cut you off at a certain point. Why? Because it didn't want you taxing its servers. So you get all fired up, and it's only going to let you do so much, no matter if you're paying $30, $20, or $200. I thought, wait a minute, this ain't right. So I asked AI, hey, is this right? How can they say they're going to charge me $200 a month, but they're only going to give me X amount of compute for the day? Now you got these people coming out saying, hey, look, we're going to create factories. AI factory design. Look at this. Scalable. Remember that word? Scalable, at scale. Enabling the world's most advanced AI environments to be deployed in record time. AI is about to flood the marketplace, y'all. We need to be on the other end of that, creating stuff like crazy. I'm telling you, we've got a tremendous opportunity. Don't miss out. Single person business is where it's at. Yep. You retired, semi-retired, gonna retire. I was reading a good friend of mine, not good friend of mine, a colleague, not even a colleague. What do we call them? Associates, person I know out there. He's retiring from like the state after 25 years. You know, it's going to be a nice little bag for him in the bank, but he's still young. I mean, young. So what does a guy like that do with himself? Well, comes to my classes. Yeah, you come to my vibe coding classes. You come to my turning things, monetizing your life classes. That's what you do. And we use all the tools that are available to us. Why? Because, y'all, we can. And the ability to do this has gone just about to zero. This is it. Look at this. It's about to flood the marketplace. Wait a minute. It's already here. The AI explosion, $100 billion investments. You're seeing it already. Somebody gets 20, somebody gets 100. Their valuation goes to almost $1 trillion. In AI, Elon Musk's business's case, it goes to X. Now, he's having a lot of controversy right now, but apparently he don't care. Like, hey, you know, your program is doing bad things. Is, I don't know, undressing people or something. I don't know what it's doing, but that's not good. But the point is, for him, he's going, hey, I can't stop it. It's AI. I told y'all. So we might as well find the means by which to harness it for good. Like I say, if you're my friend and, you know, my former boss, and you've got that experience, you're sitting on that experience, that accounting experience, I can tell you right now, there are so many, I teach entrepreneurs. There's so many entrepreneurs that just don't know what to do with their money. Come along, create a tool and show them. Now, why is it going to be your tool going to be different than other tools? Is because we don't know what you're getting ready to type in. We don't know your experiences. We don't know the things that you know that somebody else might know. Having run companies and having been in the certain spaces, stuff. That's the point. And you now can put your tool, like let's say for example, because you were in the nonprofit space. All you do is create tools for nonprofit organizations so that they can handle their money better. And if they can handle their money better, then they can get funding better, or they can get your grants better, and all these types of things. So you just come along and says, "Hey, I worked in this business, as a board member, and then as executive director. I'm going to show you the kind of information that you need to have on your W whatevers. Yeah, I'll show you how to do that. Just call me. Send me a note. AI explosion, $100 billion in investments. Look at this. Generative AI investment. What's generative AI? Well, it's already here. That's basically you leave it alone, it does its thing, and it generates. That's not the proper way to say that, but that's what it's all about. 24 months to reshape the entire industry is here now. Companies don't know what to do with themselves. They are just struggling because they're saying, I'm not seeing a ROI. Why? Because they're not doing the thing. They just think that you get it in and you get rid of people. It's personal. I want you thinking about yourself as the single person business doing this stuff. Single person business. You in your little spare room. Again, I get up in the morning, I go get coffee, and this is it. I do this because it's so much fun. I mean, I got stuff that projects. Okay. I think y'all get it. Right? Small businesses are catching up fast. This is a thing. Small businesses are going to get there, right? Now, these are a couple of years ago, but they're going to get there because that's all we got. Small businesses, and then the larger businesses. Larger businesses are going to catch up, and eventually, guess what? They're going to need people that know that stuff, and that could be you. But you go in as your 1099, single person business. I'm going to say it 88 times, single person business, so we can get that money, y'all. Again, I say this for educational purposes. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not telling you to quit your 9 to 5 and become a single person business. I am saying we got the opportunities. They're right there in front of us. Let's get on it. All right. Here's what we can do. Automate everything. One person, full team. Wait, who's your team? You know who my team is? AI 1, AI 2, AI 3. What do we call them? AI employees? I don't know. AI employees. Not employees. M as in person. No. AI employees. We can have as many as we want. And guess what? How much might they cost? Get this. I'll give you an example. I'm probably running about, I don't know, I probably got about 5 or 6 different AIs I use every single day. 5 or 6. Total cost, $150 a month. Wait, you got 5 or 6 AI employees and they're costing you only $150 a month? Imagine if I had that many employees. Not only would they cost me in money, they would cost me in stress and all that other stuff, right? AI employees, single person business can do it because we can always be on all the time. I can go away for my vacations and my chatbots are still working. From one to many to more. AI multiplies your impact. It absolutely multiplies your impact. You're smart. But the world might not know that you're smart. You still have capabilities. I don't care how old you are. But the world might not know it because guess what? You haven't created anything and put it out there for them to have. And now that we can test stuff super fast, I'll give you an example. 1 month, I created a digital product a day. Digital product a day. Every single day for 31 days. And I invited other people. Some people couldn't hang. They were like, I can't do it. Yeah. Was it hard? No. Why? Because I got my butt on here. And now I got all of those out there being broken up into little pieces. I'll show you in a minute. Show you some of the pieces. Let's see if I can pull these up real quick. If I got it around here. Let's see. I'll pull it up, but I'll show you exactly how I end up doing this stuff. And you're going to enjoy this, I think, because what it allows you to do is to think totally 100% different about this stuff. I'll give you an example. So I took one of my programs, one of my talks. Now watch this. Watch this. I took one of my talks and I chopped it up. Look at that. I got a whole bunch of clips. And then I scheduled them. I scheduled them all. Wait, you did what? I scheduled them all. Now, this is what I fight with virtual assistants about. Virtual assistants want to get hours. And I tell them, I don't want you to get hours. I want you to schedule stuff. Now I'm combining a little, and I don't know how long I'm going to mess around with these virtual assistants because, again, if it were a person, they got, Mr. Randy, I couldn't get this done. I'm sorry, I couldn't finish. And I says, schedule it. I'd like you to schedule a month worth of stuff because I got more stuff for you. They won't do it. I kid you not. They will not do it. Why? Because they're watching the clock. And that's unfortunate, but that is a truth. And if you've ever been in a situation where you watch the clock, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, man, it's almost 3. It's almost 5. I'm not going to do much for the rest of the day because I'm about to leave. What? AI don't do that. Just saying. So I was able to take all of these and schedule them out. These are from shorter posts from longer posts. That's it. Shorter post from longer post. So now let's see how long it used to take. Oh my gosh. It would take me to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see how many else. I think I got 13 of them. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So I got 13 of these clips. So 13 clips. It used to take me, I can't tell you how long to do those things. Not anymore. That becomes our opportunity. That's what we want to do. This is why I said, hey, AI is coming for your profits. You got a small business, it's coming for your profits. Unless you do this. It's going to come for your profits, because if you're sitting over there and you're sitting on a lot of redundancy and you're sitting on stuff that could be done and could be automated, your profits are going to take a hit. Somebody else is going to be more efficient, and somebody else is going to answer that call faster, and somebody else is going to go book that job faster. So it's going to come for your profits. And you're going to be sitting on the sideline saying, man, I wish I had. Well, listen to me. I'll help you with that stuff if you want it. Just saying, you got to DM me though. That's the only way I do work. Is you got to DM me. Show me that you want it. Look at this. The 10-20-70 rule. Why AI success still is going to depend on people. 10% algorithm right now. 20% data and infrastructure. 70% people, culture, and change management. I got a client right now who is in the leadership space. And I'm literally telling him, all I want you talking about is how do you lead an organization with people and machines? Because that person with that machine is eventually going to look at you and go, you know what? I don't really need you coming over here telling me how to do this, because this thing just told me. So who are you going to really lead? So for him, I'm saying opportunity. The opportunity exists because now you learn how, it's different leading people that have machines, and it's certainly different leading a machine. I'll give you an example. For a while there, I was getting really upset with my machines. I was talking real bad to them because I thought that, well, you could do that. Well, no, that was the a-hole coming out. and you just got this machine, you saying, "Why aren't you working?" You're pounding your fist and you're saying, and then guess what? One day it leaks over into you talking to somebody like that. Now, for my buddy, what I'm saying to him is, look, man, you got an opportunity. People, culture, and change management. That's the opportunity. You come in and you're starting to talk about this because that machine is different and people with machines are different. Your job is to go out there and help them. Look, risk and realities. As a single person business, this is all I want to talk about for like the rest of my life. Single person business. Why? Because sometimes we just don't like to play with others. Come on, right? You got to go to meetings. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand meetings. I want to stand up. I want to do something else. I want to go take a nap. If I'm a single person business, you can do that. And it's nothing that helps you thrive knowing you've got that kind of power. You got that kind of flexibility. Y'all with me? You got it. Because you can go and do work till 4 or 5 in the morning if you feel like it and sleep till 1. You try that at a job. Just saying. So like I say, when I was talking to my friend Joan, and I'm talking to her, and all we were talking about today was coding. I was asking her, what tools she uses, right? And then I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I knew all the tools that she used, and I saw one in there that has been frustrating me to no end. And guess what? It's the same one that's frustrating her. And I says, I think this tool, I already done fired the tool. I've already says, I'm sorry, man. I got to take my $20 back. Right now, don't get me wrong. There may come a time where I go, ooh, I really need you to fix this code for me. And it does well with that. But for the most part, bro, I took my ball and I left the sandbox. All right, here it is. Solo businesses must watch out for, though. AI bias and data privacy. I mean, come on, we sign up with Google, right? Because it's easier. I used to write down all this stuff. Now it's like, nah, sign up with Google because they authenticate it through Google. And it's easy. We don't even have to have oh my gosh, it just makes it so easy. But it also opens us up to data hacks. Just saying. So integration challenges. Modern platforms increasingly offer plug-and-play solutions. I love them. So we get a chance to start simple. But if they're simple for you, they're also simple. That's why I said AI is coming for your profits. Because now everybody and the cab driver is talking about AI. Yeah. Hey, plumber, what are you doing? What are you doing talking about AI? Don't worry about it. Right? Plumber may say, hey, where's the best place to take my wrench and hit this if there is a... I'll give you an example. I was doing some work the other day on my toilet, the back part of it. Well, I remembered from my days of working on rental properties when I had rental properties, but I still had to hit a little AI and says, what's the average cost of this? Because I'm getting ready to go to the hardware store and I'm not going to let them hit me over the head. I'm going to say, do I really need this and this? And it was like, no, you don't need this and this. You just need this. Okay, thank you, AI. I'm out. So now we're using it even in plumbing. And it was funny because a guy I know who is a plumber, he actually responded because I put the parts out. I says, hey, who out there knows what's about to go down? And people getting in there, they're just nasty. It's like, I know it's a poop, right? Get out of here. It wasn't going down. That's why. Anyway, so ongoing learning, AI tools. This is right here. This is crazy because there's a new tool that's coming out every single day. Now, here's what you'll discover, though. The very first thing I ask when I see another tool, we understand that these are wrappers, right? They wrap around the API of a tool. Either you have an agent that's out there working or you have multiple agents. Like some of the China tools, they've got multiple agents. They're really good. Just saying. They're trying to charge a bag, man. So here's the thing. Learning these are going to be absolutely critical. But learning at the level of what's under the hood. If you know that Claude is under the hood, or if you know that there is Anthropic, if you will, Anthropic is Claude, or if you know that it's OpenAI or ChatGPT under the hood, then you kind of know what it's going to act like. Does that make sense? You kind of know what's going to happen here. It's like back in the day, they had, there's different kind of engines, right? And then Mazda comes out with this thing called a rotary engine. Well, it acted different. A rotary engine just acted different. Whereas pistons, okay, I'm going to give you pistons did a thing, you got the spark plugs and well, rotary engine did something else. And it was different. But when that thing broke, I had two of them. It was down for the count because nobody had know how to work on them. But so think about it like that now. Here's the thing. We want you to do this. We want you to be able to master the AI wave, stay ahead, stay agile. That's what you want to do. It won't come for your profits. You'll be the person coming for other people's profits. And then here it is. The future is now, not coming. It's now. This right here is so true. AI is helping you level the playing field. You've heard that before. You got, Tony and Dean and all the rest of them talking about it, right? But as a single person business, solo entrepreneurs can now thrive in crowded markets with the right AI tools. The floodgate is open. Dive in, transform your business, and I'm going to say something even more, transform your life. I'm going to tell you, transform your life. There's nothing that makes you feel more confident when you know that you can solve just about any problem because we've got the tools. And then when you solve your problem, what I'd like you to do is go solve problems for others. Solve yours first, whatever it is. You're 60 and you're looking for a job and you go, man, nobody wants to hire me, blah, blah, blah. Then let's solve your problem first. Let's go out there and say, well, let me go out maybe and create an opportunity for myself. Or let me go out there and create a tool that disseminates my resume. Get it? Let me go out there and create a tool that finds employers that just want to hire me. Once you solve it for yourself, I get on my soapbox like tonight and I say, as a single person business, now go solve it for somebody else and make sure they pay you. Everybody good with that? If everybody's good with that, here's some tools that I'm going to recommend for you. I typically leave these tools available. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, send it to somebody, comment. I had somebody comment. They commented something I didn't even understand, but I answered them the best I could. It was some kind of language I didn't get enough of English that I got enough of it to understand and answered it, right? But these are some of the tools that I use. I usually leave these and put them on Facebook or something like that, so you can find them on one of my channels. I leave a flip book of all of the tools that I use, and you've seen me use them. Typically, I'll leave that right in the description field on YouTube. So check it out. And in the meantime, let's go out there and make it happen. Single person business. You're going to hear me say it today, and you're going to hear me say it for the rest of my days. This is what is available to us. I want you to be able to make banking your bathrobe too. And I say this from an educational perspective. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm saying that this stuff isn't typical implied guarantee that you will make money. It's not promised that you will make money. But God dog it,